Good evening, and welcome to the Museum of Science and Industry, Chicago. The Illinois-Indiana Masonry Council, together with the Masonry Advisory Council, present to you the 2019 Excellence in Masonry Architectural Awards. We'd like to recognize and thank the following presenting sponsors for their support of this year's awards: Northfield Block, International Masonry Institute, Administrative District Council No. 1 of Illinois, and Mason Contractors Association of Greater Chicago. We would also like to thank our platinum sponsors for this year's awards: Illinois Brick, Masonry Industry Fund of Northwest Indiana, and LMCC. Thank you all for your support. The judging was hosted in St. Louis, Missouri in October, where all submissions were presented to a well-respected and experienced panel of professional architects. The architectural judging panel this year included Eric Hoffman, founding partner of Pattern Ives, LLC in St. Louis, Missouri, and a former professor of practice at Washington University in St. Louis. Randy Winzen, principal and co-owner of Align Studio, LLC in St. Louis, Missouri. Carolyn Green, architect and partner at BRS Architects, LLP in St. Louis, Missouri. And Brian Ivey, principal and founder at Idea Architects, LLC in St. Louis, Missouri. This year's awards will recognize the achievements of outstanding architectural design and creativity, as well as the execution of excellence in masonry work. Each submission was judged on detail, composition, and the artful use of masonry products. We'd like to begin by recognizing our winners in the first category: Housing Single Family. The first award this year goes to the Classic Greystone Residence in Chicago, Illinois, which was designed by the architecture firm of Morganti Wilson Architects.
The thing that stuck out about the Greystone was just the attention to detail. Obviously a really beautiful project, well scaled, but the care and craft that it took to shape and the detailing and attention to detail to shape the sort of facade and the joinery and just the attention to detail was really what stood out to me. I think the thing that I quite appreciated about it is just that it was quiet and understated, and it just relied on sort of craft detailing in the material itself to really kind of position it well.
Congratulations, Classic Greystone Residence. A second award in this category will go to the Transitional European Country Residence in Naperville, Illinois, which was designed by Charles Vincent George Architects. A transitional home with stone veneer, cut stone rake, reveals, corbelled eaves, and stone parapet walls that continue into the building interior. The motor court is flanked by detached garages with a wood slat fence and tapered stone piers, one of which supports a cantilevered light fixture. Congratulations, Traditional European Country Residence. Next, we'll honor the winner in the Housing Multifamily category. The award this year goes to the 61 East Banks project in Chicago, Illinois, which was designed by the architect firm of Booth Hansen. The mason contractor on the job was Richards & Wire Construction Company, Incorporated. Job foreman, Valdez Jergudis.
The 61 East Banks project. Really a nice proportion with the glass and the masonry. And the jury, we really felt that was an elegant project, just very nice.
Well, the thing I liked the most about the 61 Banks project was the use of the brick and the glass that they had for the units, and they were allowing beautiful views, and everything just seemed to work together. It was a great project, size-wise, scale-wise, and they did a lot of things, I thought, with the details, and it was actually one of my favorite projects.
Congratulations, 61 East Banks. Moving to the Housing Multifamily Townhomes category. The award this year goes to the Calumet Row Townhouses in Chicago, Illinois, which was designed by architect Michael J. Leary.
Yeah, what I really liked about the Calumet project is similar to one of the other projects we were talking about, which is that it didn't sort of rest just purely on traditional row house techniques and sort of proportions. It really took the typology and furthered it to sort of a more contemporary approach. Still had a lot of the sort of proportions and detailing and strategies that make buildings well suited for sort of the urban fabric, the stoop, all these kind of traditional approaches and sort of typological sort of components to the row house. But yeah, I just really loved how they took it one step further. They furthered that idea. They developed it. The courtyard spaces were quite well scaled and these kinds of things.
Congratulations, Calumet Row Townhouses. Next, we'll honor the winner in the governmental category. The award goes to Lockport Fire Station in Lockport, Illinois. The project was designed by FGM Architects Incorporated. The mason contractor was Ewanski Masonry Incorporated. Job foreman Adam Pickle. The exterior masonry of this modern fire station pays homage to the community's history and the region's natural resources, while recreating the look of vintage firehouse design. Lockport Fire Station 1 replaces an outmoded facility at the same location.
I really liked kind of the rusticated approach they took with the openings and the arches, and then the selection of the brick colors with that went against that contrasted with that were very complementary.
Designed to blend into the historic landscape of downtown Lockport, Fire Station 1 features prominent limestone arches that recall the community's iconic 9th Street 7-arch stone bridge, torn down after suffering major storm damage in 2011. Congratulations, Lockport Fire Station. Next, we'll honor the winner in the healthcare category. This year's winner is Belmont Village Senior Living, located in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. The project was designed by Antunovich Associates Incorporated. The mason contractor on this job was Midwest Masonry Incorporated. Job foreman Darius Plua and Edward Mucha. The 120,500 square foot property will provide 149 units of assisted living and memory care for area residents. The community will reside on the site of the original Nellie Black Building, which housed nurses and interns on the Children's Memorial Hospital campus. In honor of the original building, Belmont Village has worked with the architect to closely replicate its style from 1932, incorporating design elements and salvaged pieces from the Nellie Black Building with modern construction. The community will feature expansive common areas indoors and out, along with a variety of studio 1- and 2-bedroom apartment plans.
Belmont Village had taken a pretty interesting approach. They had cast a single unit that would have a stretcher of Flemish bond pattern, and one of the smaller unit was black and the larger unit was red, and that being done, I think, was a relatively innovative approach to get a very unique aesthetic. The project had, I think they had torn down an existing building, and whenever they rebuilt it, they salvaged some of the more historical features and integrated that into the building as well.
Congratulations, Belmont Village Senior Living. Moving to the interior category. Our winner this year is the Writers Theater in Glencoe, Illinois. The architect on the project was Studio Gang Architects. The mason contractor was Mike Catchy Construction Company Incorporated. Job foreman Mike Catchy.
Writers Theater was interesting that they chose brick to be their main material for a place that really needed good acoustics, and that's not something that you typically would think. and I'm assuming that they did a number of experiments on it. The staggering brick, or the staggered brick, was really a nice way to work that. And if it was a successful journey for them, I thought it was just a fabulous way to finish out the back of that structure. It really did a nice job on it, and the detailing was incredible.
Congratulations, Writers Theater. Next is our mixed use category. This year's winner is the Hoxton Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. The architectural firm that designed the project was Grech Architects. The mason contractor was Mike Catchy Construction Company Incorporated. Job foreman Tracy Wallenberg.
Yeah, the Hoxton stood out to me, namely because it took a single material and it just used it as best as it could. All too often, especially as projects get larger and larger, it almost becomes sort of a default response to say that you have to do a whole series of different conditions to somehow break the scale down. And what this design team and contracting team did with the Hoxton is really lovely. You know, they used brick as a screen in bas relief patterns and articulation and different bonding. And that elevated to the tower piece as well, and the dark brick, which I was actually quite fond of. But they didn't stop there, right? They continued to articulate the floor levels, the aperture, the fenestration. So I just thought it was admirable that they were able to do that basically out of a single material.
Congratulations, Hoxton Hotel. Now we'd like to honor our winner in the Contemporary Rehab Restoration category. This year's winner is the Hotel Julian in Chicago, Illinois. The architectural firm was Hirsch MPG LLC. The mason contractors were Central Building and Preservation LP and Jimmy Z Masonry. The Hotel Julian is the renovation, addition, and adaptive reuse of Benjamin Marshall's Federal Life Insurance Building. This once beautiful terracotta-clad structure sat vacant and in major disrepair after a failed redevelopment attempt. To transform the building into a 218-room boutique hotel, 5 additional floors were added on top of the existing 12-story structure. Completed in 2018, the modern design is fully integrated into the old, creating something better than could have been achieved by tearing down or renovating the existing structure on its own. Congratulations, Hotel Julian. It's time to move over to our educational elementary category. This year's winner is the South Loop Elementary School in Chicago, Illinois. The architectural firm was SMNGA Limited. The mason contractors was Larmco Company. Job foreman Robert Kubas. Designed to fit on an urban site less than 2 acres in area, this new 1,200 student school is organized vertically in 4 stories in an L shape to minimize the footprint, maximize natural light, and to shield the ground level playground from prevailing westerly winds. Congratulations, South Loop Elementary School. The next category is Educational High School. This year's winner is the William H. Taft Freshman Academy in Oak Park, Illinois. The architectural firm on the project was STL Architects. The mason contractor was All Masonry Construction Company Incorporated. Job foreman John Nalishnik. This new campus development features a 135,000 square foot school and surrounding athletic amenities. The 3-story school has house standard classrooms, science classrooms, music classrooms, computer labs, gymnasium with a stage, a kitchen, dining area, and administrative space.
The Taft Freshman Academy had an interesting take on the building design. They essentially wrapped that building with a series of corbelled bands, different colors. And as you step back and take a look at it, you know, you've got the darker windows, you've got the darker bands. It really, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it took on life as almost a reinterpretation of the old 80s kind of ribbon windows, you know, office building kind of a look. But then they took the extra step of using some window detailing around the edges to add pops of color to really break that up. So they were really kind of kind of breaking that pattern in a very unique and innovative way.
Congratulations, William H. Taft Freshman Academy. There are 2 winners in the Educational College category. The first winner was the Seeley G. Mudd Library Project in Evanston, Illinois. The architect who designed the project was Flad Architects. The mason contractor was Illinois Masonry Corp. Job foreman Jose Davilla. This glass and limestone library is located on the beautiful Northwestern University campus. The existing foundation and superstructure were left standing and enveloped within a new building above and on all sides. The east facade is smooth limestone that runs along the top of the steel and down the vertical windows, creating a limestone waterfall edge that accents the glass building with an updated creative design.
For the Mudd Library, I really thought it was an appropriately detailed and scaled construction for a college campus. It's just beautiful, just really beautiful. It stood very clean and tall and shining. So I thought it was the right choices for a campus building that would be your focal point as a library on campus.
Congratulations, Seeley G. Mudd Library. Our second winner in the Educational College category is the Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center in Champaign, Illinois. The architect was Interactive Design Architects. The mason contractor was Kirby Turner Masonry. Located on the campus of the University of Illinois, this multi-story, 4-sided masonry project utilized a multitude of brick shapes and colors to create a truly one-of-a-kind project.
Yeah, what stood out to me on the Nesbitt Cultural Center was just the attention and the care to the articulation of all of these various components of what is kind of a bit of a micro campus, but it's done in a way that's quite complementary. You know, all too often you see sort of disjointed sort of conditions like this, and the Nesbitt Cultural Center really worked seamlessly in terms of how they treated the facade and as it turned corners and as it related to the sort of little court space and the sort of urban fabric like we talked about on some of the earlier projects.
Congratulations, Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center. Let's move to our religious category. This year's winner is the Society of the Little Flower Campus in Darien, Illinois. The architectural firm on the project was Charles Vincent George Architects. The mason contractor was Certified Masonry Incorporated. Job foreman Tom Butler. The new 14,500 square foot chapel is the heart of the National Shrine of St. Therese campus, connecting all major buildings with arterial walkways and a walk-through stone clock tower. Both the chapel entryway and sanctuary are expressed on the building exterior, with full thickness radial walls with limestone caps. The radiuses are cantilevered on the interior, clad in thin stone veneer and supported by concealed tube steel rings. The entryway ring features a circular skylight, which highlights a rose tile inlay floor. Congratulations, Society of the Little Flower Campus. Our winner in the Religious Rehab and Reno category is St. Peter's Church Bell Tower Reconstruction and Repair, located in Volo, Illinois. The architect on the project was Wiss Janney Eltzner Associates Incorporated. The general contractor was Berglund Construction Company. Job foreman Carl First. Marking this parish's 150th anniversary, the church body decided to reconstruct the original Gothic-style brick and limestone masonry bell tower, which had been replaced with a copper-clad spire after being damaged by lightning in 1961. A detailed structural and materials analysis, as well as a historical review of the tower, was performed to prepare for this reconstruction. In June of 2018, after 10 months of construction, including winter shutdown, scaffolding was removed, revealing the 80-foot tower. The 1902 bronze bell, which had been consecrated by the bishop in front of the parish congregation, was able to ring again after more than half a century of silence. Congratulations, St. Peter's Church Bell Tower Reconstruction and Repair. Let's move to our next category, which is miscellaneous. Our winner is the Illinois State Police Memorial Park Project in Springfield, Illinois. The architect on the project was Knight EA Incorporated. The mason contractor was Autobomb Company Incorporated. General contractor R.D. Lawrence, job foreman Mike Kern. The monument and path of service wall are made of granite and were supplied by Cold Springs. There are precast pavers throughout the project. The taller perimeter walls are new limestone. Some of the shorter walls were pre-existing and were incorporated into the new construction. The materials chosen were key elements to creating a timeless memorial worthy of honor. Congratulations, Illinois State Police Memorial Park. Our next 5 awards are the final awards for the evening. They consist of Craftsmanship, Best of Stone, Best of Brick, and 2 Architect's Choice Awards, Best of Block and Interior, and our Overall Design Excellence Award. Our Craftsmanship Award goes to the Kelmscott Park Project in Lake Forest, Illinois. The architect on the project was Booth Hansen. The mason contractor was Richards & Wire Construction Company Incorporated. Job foreman Dan Stein and Larry McGaffey.
The Best Craftsmanship category, as a brick mason for 31 years, I'm looking for the little details that I would try to put into a building. Looking to see that the bond is kept straight, that the mortar is tooled correctly, that the pieces are assembled correctly, flashing is not hanging out funny, all this little stuff. The architect envisions the building being built perfect, but it's not always done that way. And craftsmanship is putting the building together the way the architect envisioned it.
Congratulations, Kelmscott Park. Our Best of Stone winner this year is 111 West Chestnut Row Homes in Chicago, Illinois. The architect on the project was Booth Hansen. The mason contractor was J&E Duff Masonry. The general contractor was Berglund Construction Company. Job foreman Bill Schroeder. Superintendent Tom Koob. The Chestnut Row Homes will provide unique single-family rental residences in the heart of downtown Chicago. Located at the corner of Clark and Chestnut Streets, these 7 new row homes represent a contemporary interpretation of the 1880s Italianate homes found in the surrounding Gold Coast Historic District. The facade of the property will feature an elegant limestone finish. Gracious bay windows create a cadence on facade, enhanced by traditional cornices, decorative railings, and extensive streetscape. The building's exterior harmonizes with its sophisticated surroundings. Inside the 4-level property features classic finishes and custom detailing. Each home will have over 3,500 square feet of beautiful living space, with fully furnished kitchens, security systems, each equipped with a personal elevator and 3 living levels, with an enclosed basement with private parking. Each unit will have a private deck and a green roof that overlooks a landscaped common area, with fire pits and sitting areas. Congratulations, 111 West Chestnut Row Homes. Moving to Best of Brick. This year's winner is Belmont Village Senior Living, located in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. The project was designed by Antunovich Associates Incorporated. To enhance the exterior of the building, the brick that was used was a new concept, created by the brick supplier and manufacturer in order to create the Flemish Bond appearance. It has never been used in the Chicago area and rarely, if anywhere, in the United States. The mason contractor on this job was Midwest Masonry Incorporated. Job foreman Darius Plua and Edward Mucha. Congratulations, Belmont Village Senior Living. Our first Architect's Choice Award is also Best of Block and Best Interior. The winner in this category is Pipefitters Association Fund Training and Wellness Center. In Merrillville, Indiana, the architect was Archon Associates Incorporated. The mason contractor was T&K Masonry Incorporated. Job foreman Tony Ahrens, Tim Schweitzer, Jeff Saros. The Pipefitters Local 597 Training and Wellness Center is a load-bearing CMU structure which features several different masonry unit types, including utility-sized brick, Arris-Craft stone, ground face and standard CMU, along with limestone sills. The most unique and challenging portion of the project is the main lobby area, consisting of a round turret with a working radius of 38 feet 4 inches and a wall height of nearly 20 feet. The exterior of the turret consists of 8-inch CMU halves, stacked bonded with a random ashlar pattern Arris-Craft stone. To achieve the ashlar design and maintain the radius, every stone had to be hand cut in the field.
The Pipefitters project had a very unique kind of a cylindrical entry element, and then it had the 2 bars. But really the compelling component to that project is that cylindrical piece. And they had 3 different types of masonry in there. And they had a block, it looked like a glazed brick, and an ashlar pattern stone. And the way that they did that, a lot of times, so many times whenever you see a curve or a round piece, you have just a running bond pattern, and it creates kind of a unique kind of a texture or a pattern into the brick, just at the inherent connections and the geometry of the units. And they used a running bond pattern, which I think eliminated that, and it helped to reinforce that curvature. And doing that with the block, and then they had another section that kind of helped to demarc an entry into one of the bars with the glazed brick, and then the ashlar pattern. It had a rusticated surface to it, so it helped kind of bridge that kind of awkward connection between the units. It just very well executed. It really, I think it really spoke to the understanding of the geometry of that, and their application of all of those different products. I think it played out really well.
Congratulations, Pipefitters Association Fund. The final award is our Architect's Choice for Overall Design Excellence. The winner in this category is Tide House in Chicago, Illinois. The architecture firm on the project was Gensler.
The Tide House was one of my favorites, and that the unique attempt to do the screen wall the way it was done and to show the structure became a layered pattern with the structure and then the masonry, and the light that came in the space, it's just really nice. So it makes me want to eat there, because I'm sure the food is just as good as the surrounds. But it's a beautiful effect, and a very bold and brave use of the brick hanging on the steel. Great that we can see it from the inside, and from the outside, very contextual with the building next door. And I really appreciated the detailing of the brick on the outside as well.
Congratulations, Tide House. And a congratulations again to all of our winners this year.